Good evening. Welcome to the Ohio County Library's People's University Summer Reading, Adult Summer Reading Finale. We have traveled around the world with various presenters, including Dr. Javersak, who's going to host tonight. Let me explain the rules very quickly. This is a Geography B. The first round, Dr. Javersak will read the questions, and you can answer in the comments field. If you have the correct answer and you're the first one, you'll get a point. At the end of half an hour, the person with the most points moves on to round two, the top three people. And you'll see an email that'll come up on the screen, your email, and we will send you a link so that you can join the broadcast. And then we will have three people contending for the three prizes. First prize is the Later Alligator, second prize Avenue Eats, and third prize Wheeling Brewing, all very fine establishments. And right now I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Javersak.
Thank you, Sean, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Geography B. I am primarily a historian, but I have taught geography at the college level. And since the fourth grade, I have loved geography. It was the only book I would take home from elementary school. So let's begin with a pretty simple question. Not to be confused with a craving or a desire, a yen is the currency of what country that we visited? Not all at once, please. Would you like some hints about if you have a yen? And we have an answer. We have two answers. But Michael Borsick was here first. And the answer, of course, is Japan.
All right.
Now, one of the programs this summer was done by a good friend of mine from Sydney, Australia. Now, we know Sydney's not the capital of Australia. What is the capital of Australia? It's not Adelaide either. Or Darwin. Or Perth. Or Brisbane. Or Alice Springs.
Yay, someone got it.
And Carolyn, no, let's see who got it. Nope. Carolyn tried, but it's not Brisbane. Steve Zabo, Canberra. Congratulations on that. Now, the program I did was about Sweden. And the capital of Sweden is, it's not Oslo, because Oslo's in Norway. And Norway's right next to Sweden. In fact, Sweden's in between Norway and Finland.
Capital of Sweden.
Capital of Sweden. Sweden. And Mr. Zabo is here again. Stockholm is correct. Wow. Well, let's see what we can do with this one. One of the places we visited was Nigeria, which is in Africa. In fact, it has the biggest population of any place in Africa. But what is their most valuable economic resource? The biggest segment of the economy comes from what product? And I'll give you a hint. It's not ground nuts. And if you don't know what a ground nut is, it's a peanut. Africa has lots of peanuts. I used to teach the geography of Africa. That's how I know that.
Not gold.
Not gold. It's not gold. Well, sometimes it's called gold, but it's not. Mr. Zabo again, petroleum is correct. Although, for those of you who don't know, petroleum, it's also called oil. Oil, okay? Now, when you were in Nigeria, things fall apart. There was a particular crop, and if you know anything about parts of Central and West Africa, this crop is very important to the diet. And it features a lot in this book. We grow them here in the United States. What is that product? That's not a Becky. That just showed up. Okay, what's this product? It's not groundnuts again. It's not palm oil. It's not cocoa pods.
Not wheat.
It's not wheat. Very little wheat in Africa. At least that part of Africa. Oh, Mr. Zabo, I'm going to have to meet you.
It's Becky. She says her name is Becky. She's using Steve's iPad.
Oh, yams is correct. Wow.
We're going to have to check the rules on
We're going to have to check the rules on that. Somebody's. Okay. Now, in Australia, what is considered the unofficial Australian national anthem? And if you don't get it right, I will sing it, and you don't want to have that. No.
Anyone who saw Brad's program will get that.
Yes. We're waiting for it to come up.
Nobody wants to win just fabulous prizes.
That's as good as I can hum it. I'm not a very good hummer.
Anyone?
Anybody?
Down under is not it.
Down under is not it. We'll wait for one more answer, and then I will have to get. Oh, this is
Hey!
Mark Harshman. Well, thank you, Mark.
A new player.
A new player. Waltzing Matilda is correct. And one of these days, we'll have Mr. Harshman write a poem about Waltzing Matilda, if he hasn't already done it. Okay. Now, let's move on to Russia. Let's start with a simple one. What's the capital of Russia?
In the news a lot.
Capital of Russia. And I mean the physical, I don't mean the money, which is the ruble. I mean the capital.
Oh, look, Carolyn actually said Matilda and Walton.
And Michael Borsuk is in first with Moscow. And that is correct. That is correct.
Capital of Russia is also not far.
This country, listen carefully, this country is almost the fact, it's a little larger than the United States, the contiguous United States. Okay? But its population is only 1/10 of the American population. It's a big country, very few people. And most of the people live in cities, as opposed Canada, it's close, but no, that's incorrect. Australia, Mr. Borsick? I think Mr. Borsick is an old man who lives up the street from me.
He spelled it incorrectly, but then corrected himself in time.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Michael. The Lombardy region is found in what European country? Lombardy. Not to be confused with Ernie Lombardi, who used to be the catcher for the Cincinnati Reds in the 1930s. But the division, you know.
Yay, Dave Renn's on the board.
Italy, yes, David. Dave, if I may call you that. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, you guys all came in there with Italy. And since Italy's there, what mountain region borders Lombardy? And I will tell you, it's not the Dolomites.
Not the Alleghenies.
Not the Alleghenies, no. The Alps. And looks like Mr. Zabo was first in with the Alps, which is correct. What's the official language of Nigeria? The official language. And there are like 500 and some languages in Nigeria alone. But this is the official language. And David is correct. It is English. It is English. Let's go to Serbia. And we'll start with a basic question in Serbia. What's the capital of Serbia?
Capital of Serbia.
Capital of Serbia. It's not Zagreb. Belgrade, Steve, is correct. Zagreb is in Croatia. And not very far from Zagreb is where you would find the origins of the Javersak family, if you're so interested. Now, if you go to South America, most South American countries speak Spanish, not all of them. There is French in part of it, but the largest country in South America does not speak Spanish. They speak another language from the Iberian Peninsula, and that language is, where's the Iberian Peninsula? It's in Europe. Steve is correct. He got in there first, and it is Portuguese. It is Portuguese. If I had some money and that money was a krona, Krona, what country would I be in?
You were not first.
No, I'm sorry, Dave, you weren't first.
What was the question, Dr.
The last, Holland is not correct.
Sweden, correct.
Sweden is correct. Sweden. Yes. Okay. Well, let's try this because, okay, here's a question, and I have been to both of these countries. Which country is north of Colombia? And Columbia used to own it until we took it. At least that's what Teddy Roosevelt said. I took it. The equator? No. Cuba? No. Panama is correct. No es difícil. See? That was Spanish for, wasn't very difficult, was it? No. All right, here we go. Scandinavian countries. I'll make this easy for you. There are 5 of them, and I'm going to give you 2 of them. Sweden is one. Norway's second. What are the other 3? 5 Scandinavian countries. I've given you Norway and Sweden. What are the other 3? Finland is one. There are 3 of them. Finland, Denmark. There are 3 of them. There's one more. Estonia. No. Denmark, Finland, and Belgium. No. Iceland. Mark Harshman again. Oh, wow. Iceland, Denmark, and Finland. Mr. Harshman has that one.
I thought you'd be on that sooner.
In what language, if I were saying hello to you, if I said konnichiwa, where does that come from? Konnichiwa. Japanese, David, yes, you are correct. It is Japanese. No.
Everyone should have a delay. Oh, I'll get a better system.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can find. We talked about the yam. And in Igbo culture, which is found in Things Fall Apart, the yam symbolizes what? It's like stones in Yap. Yap is a little island in the Pacific. Yams. You have a lot of yams. What do you got? Money is correct, or wealth, but that's close enough. That's close enough. Okay. One of my favorite books was The Accidental Further Adventures of the 100-Year-Old Man and the people that he meets. And one of them, he meets Angela Merkel. And Angela Merkel is the chancellor of what country?
He has to have a delay. He's answering the last question. There's David.
David, Germany is correct.
Well, actually, race is on for third place.
Race is on for 3rd place. Okay, here we go. The flag of Sweden is a blue background with what on it? Oh, Dottie Thomas. Dottie, you're a little bit late. Dottie's a former student of mine. If you don't know Dottie, she's the librarian here.
You can't win anymore.
Oh, she's, no, that's right. She is disqualified. Yeah, yellow cross is good. Yellow or gold, we would accept. Ooh, here's a good question. The capital of Colombia. And remember, Colombia has no U. There are two O's. It's Colombia. That's correct. And it is spelled incorrectly on my questions. Darn. Nope, that's not right, Dottie. Darn is not the capital of Colombia. Michael Borsick, the old man who lives up my street. Bogota is correct. Is correct. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. You guys are really pretty good. Okay. The capital city of Lombardy, where the Great Plague of 1629 occurred. It was probably going to end sometime, but that plague lasted a while. Let me give you a hint. If you look up the birthplace of, I'll think of his name, the guy who invented the light bulb, which is, Thomas Edison. This is where he was born, in Ohio. Venice is not correct. Milan is correct, Milano. Except in Ohio, it's called Milan. Okay? Of course, also, it's not Lima, Ohio, it's Lima. And it's not Toledo, it's Toledo. Okay. Now, Scandinavian countries have very high life expectancy. What Asian country has more centenarians, people who are 100 or more than any other country in the world? In fact, there's even one little place. Michael Borsick, you're at it again, Japan. See? Wow. I'm impressed. Okay, let's go for an easy one. What's the capital of Italy? Capital of Italy. Not Japan. Capital of Italy. Time? What? Rome. Rome is correct. Rome is correct. Oh, okay. Who wrote Waltzing Matilda? I'll give you a hint. The first name is a musical instrument. It auto-corrected you. Yeah, well, it's what computers do. They think you're dumb.
Yeah, less than 6 minutes to go.
Yes.
Round one.
Who wrote "You'll Come Waltzing Matilda with Me"? First name is that of a musical instrument, and it's not. It's not violin Verrazano. Nope.
Oh, is that an acceptable answer?
Patterson is correct. What's his first name? Banjo. David is correct. It's Banjo Patterson. So we ought to give both of those guys credit, I guess. They'll each get a point. Okay. In what century was the novel Things Fall Apart set in? Should never end a sentence with a preposition, but we did on this case.
Churchill did that all the time. Not for me.
Things Fall Apart set in what century? The 19th is correct. What European nation colonized, but in effect controlled Nigeria? France, Germany, or Great Britain? Which of those three nations controlled Nigeria? Oh, Great Britain is correct. And I was going to give you a hint. I was going to tell you Frederick Lugard, but you didn't need that hint. If I were to say Sayonara, where would I be leaving? Japan is correct. Japan is correct. We have time for another question?
We have 3 minutes.
Okay. Now, can you ski in Australia? In other words, do they have snow in Australia? And if, okay.
Yes or no?
That's a yes or no. You have a 50-50 chance. Not water skiing, snow skiing. And the answer, Mr. Szabo, is correct. There are at least 2 downhill ski resorts in Australia in the Blue Mountains. Tallest place in Australia, by the way, is Mount Kosciuszko, or as we used to say it in Britain, Kosciuszko. Okay, now, where would you find the bullet train? In what nation has the bullet train? Now, first one, actually.
Where it starts.
Means, and David, you are correct. It's Japan. Now, when it came to this, the question about snow, there is actual snowfall in Australia. Mount Kosciuszko is over 7,200 feet high. And remember, this is winter in Australia because everything's upside down in Australia.
We have time for one more for round 1.
One more question for round 1. Okay. Serbia used to be a part of a larger nation that broke up in the 90s and created nations like Croatia and Macedonia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. What was the former nation called? David, you are correct. It is Yugoslavia. And at that point, we're going to take a break. We're going to tally the numbers, and the top 3 will appear in round 2.
It's Michael,
Michael, Becky, and Dave are the top 3 scorers.
So you see on your screen an email address, programming@ohiocountylibrary.org. So we need an email from Michael, Becky, and Dave. And we will send you the link so that you can join us on the StreamYard broadcast. So go ahead and send us your email address at this time, and Dr. Javersak will regale you with stories.
I will regale you with stories. Let's do some geography stories. Geography is extremely important, and yet it is one of the areas that Americans are really, really bad at. And I'm going to tell you a story. I used to require my students to be able to fill out a map of the United States that had all the 48 contiguous states drawn in, and they would get extra points for that. And during the final examination, I was watching this young girl over there trying to figure out the map. And when she turned the map in, she got one state right, Florida. To show you how bad she was, north of Florida, written across the Carolinas, was California, because it looked like it was on an ocean. And what intrigued me was why she took so long to fill out the map. And what she was looking for was West Virginia, because she lived in the northern panhandle of West Virginia. Now, this is a small map. It was on an 8x11 sheet of paper. And when she looked at it, Texas was too fat. Oklahoma was going the wrong way. So she decided West Virginia, and she wrote it where we know the state of Idaho is, because it has that little, what's called the chimney stack. So if Idaho became West Virginia, what was Washington? Yes, Ohio. And what was to the east of West Virginia? If that's the panhandle? Yes, Montana became Pennsylvania. Now, if you think Americans know their geography, remember that some years ago they asked college students in Pittsburgh, when Three Rivers Stadium was still going strong, what were the 3 rivers? And only one student could give them the correct answer: the Monongahela, the Allegheny, and the Ohio. The other ones, all from Pittsburgh, could not name the other 3 rivers. One of the things that I have always done, and I still do, is I read maps. I mean, I have, GPS, but I like to have a map too. And if I'm going to go on vacation anywhere, I will take out a map and study it. If I read a novel, I want to know where the place was. And so geography is important. One of my biggest complaints, I think David has appeared online. I think that looks like David.
Welcome, David.
Welcome, David. One of the biggest complaints I have about books is that they'll talk about a place and not have a map. You have to have a reference point. You know, if you're talking about Cornwall in England, well, where is Cornwall?
Bottom left.
And look at that. It's Mr. Borsig. He doesn't look as old as I thought he would. He looks like, my God, he's a teenager. He's just a teenager.
Hey, 2-time middle school geography B champion.
Yes, ladies and
No
gentlemen.
way, he's a ringer.
Notice the thing in the background, it's wheeling.
Yeah, my wheeling wall
Yeah.
directly behind me.
That's what he's doing. He's
I'm
got wheeling.
I'm a proud alumnus of Ryan Stanton's History of Wheeling.
With you? Are you a wheeling person?
Yes, I'm a proud alumnus of Ryan Stanton's History of Wheeling class.
Oh, okay. And who else are we waiting for?
Can you hear me?
Becky.
Who was using, was it Michael's phone?
Steve's phone. Is Becky coming?
Hopefully.
Becky.
He's got the link. We're waiting for her to click.
So David went to Wheeling College.
Yes.
Right.
Who'd you have for history? Walt Wren.
Walter Wren.
Joe Laker.
Joe Laker. Wonderful fellow.
John Black.
And John Wack. Okay, good. Knew them all.
I had all three because I was a history major. But I think, I don't know who Dave had.
Can you all hear me?
Oh, there she is. Hold on.
Where is she? Device is not Becky's. Wait a minute. I knew a Becky Zabo.
Dr. Javersak, tell Becky that she needs to have, help me out here. She needs Chrome as her browser.
She needs what?
Chrome.
Chrome as your browser. That's what he told me. Now, we don't even put Chrome on cars anymore. Is this the Becky Zabo that was at West Liberty some years ago? I'm just trying to think. Graduate of Martins Ferry High School?
Can you hear that, David?
No, I can't. Michael, can you say something?
Can you hear me okay? Test 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Can you can hear me?
Hang on a second, guys.
yeah,
I
they're,
can hear
they're
Dave.
Hey, David, can you hear me? Michael can.
we that's not.
Oh, hey.
Okay, we're back. What does that say?
West Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia University?
No,
No,
just
okay.
West Virginia.
And you live in Wheeling?
No, I live outside of Seattle, but my wife is from Wheeling. My wife went to high school and college with Sean.
Oh, you live in Seattle?
Yep.
Really? I have a great high school friend in Seattle.
Yeah?
I was told to go to Seattle in the 1970s by a guy who became Secretary of State under Jimmy Carter, whose name just
Who was the Secretary of State?
help me.
Was it George Shultz?
No, Cyrus Vance.
Oh, okay.
She was a graduate of Weir High School, went to West Liberty, and then she went to outside of New York and became a nanny. And she worked for the Vance family, and she wanted to go back to school, and he convinced her to go to Seattle 40 some years ago, and she did very well. Okay, Becky, I see Becky, but I see a head.
I'm here. Hold on a second.
She's just half a head. And Mike Borsick is not an old man. He lives up the street from me. His father is and mother, both graduates of West Liberty State College. Now, Becky, are you from? You're not.
I'm who you think I am.
You're not.
I am who you think I am.
Oh, okay. Were you a graduate of Martins Ferry?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I do remember you then. Okay. We've both gotten a little bit older as.
Well, I have the helmet hair. We rode our bicycles this afternoon.
Oh.
I didn't know I was going to be on the screen.
Okay. Well, I hate to tell you this, but there's some guy behind you who's going to help you with the hair.
I'm trying to help it out.
Yeah.
Well, this is the
Okay.
Zabo.
All right. Here we're going to start.
Dave was the top scorer. He had 13 points,
13 points for David.
and Becky had 12,
Becky had 12.
and Michael had 5.
Michael had 5.
So Dave will take the first question.
First question for David.
And if he doesn't answer it, Becky will have a chance to take it away from him.
Okay. So David, this question goes to you. If you don't get it right, Becky, and then Michael. And we're going to start with a Serbia question. Serbia is part of a geographic region that includes Albania, Bosnia, Bulgaria, and a few others. And what do we call that?
Well, we used to call it Yugoslavia.
That's the political name. This is
Yeah.
geographical name.
Balkans.
The Balkans is correct. Ding. Well, yes. Ding, ding, ding.
1 point for Dave.
1 point for Dave. Now,
Becky gets the
Becky, here's a question for you. Name any country that borders Nigeria.
Oh. I haven't looked at that map in a long time. Kenya. Kenya.
No.
I didn't think so.
Goes to Michael.
Senegal.
Senegal? No. Back to David.
Niger.
Niger is correct. 2 points for Dave. Okay. Italian is a Romance language. Name 3 other Romance languages. And this question goes to Michael.
Latin, Greek, and French.
No, I'm going to let you ride here for a minute. These are all Latin-derived languages. They're modern languages. So here's your choice. 3 of them. You got one of them.
Spanish, French, and third one. German.
No. Dave's next.
Okay, what was the first one that you gave us?
There are 5 languages, or Italian is one of them.
Okay, so Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese,
Did you say
French,
Okay,
Spanish.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yep, that is correct. And the fifth one is Romanian. I thought that one is a little more difficult. That's why I didn't include that in the question.
Spasiba.
The most populous city in Nigeria.
That's me.
Yes,
I believe it's Lagos.
that is correct. It's also, if you're familiar with the group Third World, it's a Caribbean group. They have a song called Let Us Jump. Wonderful song. Becky, I think this one's coming to you. What is a jumbuck in Australian lingo? Jumbuck. Jumbuck.
Kangaroo.
No.
I want that language question.
Okay, I'm sorry. Michael, next.
Koala.
Koala? No. Jumbuck
In Australia?
in Australia. Jumbuck.
The young Australian, male, young buck.
It's a sandwich. I don't know.
Well, you can make a sandwich from it, but it's not a sandwich. Back to you, Becky. Think of Australia. Think of animals in Australia.
Sheep.
Sheep is correct. Yeah, she's on the board. Whose turn?
Who started that? It was Becky. Becky started that, so it's Michael.
Michael's turn. Okay. Michael, if you go down to a Billy Bong, where are you going? A Billy Bong.
Australia.
In Australia, what is it in Australia?
A water hole.
That's correct. Lake, water hole. Yeah, we're all on the board. Yes. Okay. Now we're going up to David. Name name the 2 major rivers in Nigeria. Oh, name one of the 2. I'm sorry. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Yeah, Nigeria.
I'm trying to think of the name of the delta
Yes,
where all the oil rigs are.
Yeah.
It's polluted as hell.
yeah. It's not Louisiana.
It's escaping me. I can picture it. I can't think of it.
Okay. Becky?
No.
Michael's got it.
Michael?
Niger, the Niger River.
Niger River. That is correct. The other one's Benaway. Okay.
Good job, Michael.
Mhm.
Becky's turn. Who was, when Dr. Cox was talking about the Serbian dictator who was largely responsible for a whole bunch of bloodshed, who was that guy?
What's his name, Steve?
Don't look over there.
Who's,
Oh. I know this, and you all know this, and it's
Yeah.
not coming to me. Go ahead, Michael.
Franz Ferdinand, that was my guess, but
nope.
I know that's definitely
Slobodan-
wrong.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Slobodan Milosevic.
Yep,
It's
I knew
correct.
it.
One of the great people of the world. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's Michael's turn. Okay. Of the European countries we visited this summer, and that was Sweden, Russia, Italy, Serbia, only 2 of them are members of the European Union. And what are those 2 nations?
Sweden and Italy.
That is correct. I thought that was a pretty difficult question. And we're back to David. Okay, David, name one of the main islands of Japan.
Honshu.
Honshu is correct. Or Kyushu, Shikoku,
Hokkaido.
or Hokkaido.
Yep.
Okay. Becky, the novel The Betrothed occurs during what famous European war?
World War One.
No, World War I. A little earlier than that.
Well, it's Michael's, right?
Yep, Michael?
The 100 Years' War.
Not wrong.
I know it now.
Was it the War of the Roses?
That's not the War of the Roses. Are we back to Becky?
7 Years War.
7 Years' War? No, that's incorrect too. That's too short. One's too long, one's too short.
107.
Yeah, we got to get in a little closer. Michael, back to you. Buddy.
Napoleonic Wars.
Napoleonic Wars is not correct. Dr. Wren have taught this class? Yeah.
You're assuming I paid attention in Dr. Wren's class.
Oh, well,
So it was before World War One,
yes, way before World War I.
way before World War One, and it
Way
wasn't the 100 Years of the War of the Roses.
Nope, not the 100 years, no.
Crimean War.
Crimean War? No.
You may have to move on.
We're going to have to move on, and the answer is, ready? The 30 Years' War.
Oh.
Okay. Name 2 of the Tolstoy novellas set during the Caucasian War that we studied in class 2. Name 1 of the 2. And who gets that question? Michael. 1 of the 2 novellas. Novella, of course, is a little novel. I'll give you a hint. Right.
I have no idea.
No idea. David.
So this is Tolstoy,
Yes.
2 novellas.
Yeah, just name one.
Oh God. The only thing I know by Tolstoy is War and Peace is all I know by Tolstoy, and that's not a novella.
No. No.
Get out.
Hey, yeah. Okay. Becky?
No clue.
Anybody
Well,
have a clue?
your clue.
You've stumped our panel.
Cossacks. And the Haji Murat. Woo. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Not me.
That was tough.
We're going deep into the Jeopardy pool here.
Okay, here we go. The largest, who's this one?
This is Dave.
David. Largest lake in Lombardy.
Largest lake in Lombardy.
Yeah. Largest lake. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, here's a hint coming up. Clooney. Becky, you can steal. George Clooney, he has a house there, or did.
Lake Como.
Cuomo, correct. Correct.
Nicely done, Becky.
Thanks.
Yes. Wow.
And it's her turn.
And it's her turn. And ooh,
9 minutes left.
we have 9 minutes left
Determine the champion.
to determine the championship. Okay, here is your question. In Australia, island is south of the main part of Australia, named for a Dutch explorer.
Dutch explorer. I don't know. Tasmania, but I know that's
That is
not-
correct.
Oh,
That is correct.
I didn't think that was.
Okay, we up to Michael?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
He's got the winning flag though.
Yes, this young man has all kinds of wheeling stuff.
On the wall behind me.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now let's ask a question for you about South America. Okay. What's the longest country in South America?
Argentina.
Incorrect.
Chile.
Chile is correct. Now, to David.
Yep.
Okay. The largest city in Western Australia.
Perth.
Perth is correct. Wow. Wow. Okay, Becky. What country has one of its subsidiary businesses in Follinsby, West Virginia?
What country? Japan.
What country? Japan is
Japan.
correct.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
Very good. We back to Michael already?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's think. A Swedish. Okay. The northern part of Sweden can go by several names. It's home of the Sami people, S-A-M-I. We probably know it as and all of you have one. So do I.
And no idea.
No idea.
Lapland.
Lapland is correct. That was pretty cute.
I liked it.
Yeah. What can I say?
Back to me.
Back to Dave.
Back to Dave. If I ask you in Moscow for a pivo, what do I want? May I have a pivo, please?
Nichevo.
Becky, a pivo.
You said what language it was?
In Russian.
A coffee.
A what?
A coffee?
No, no.
I'm gonna guess a beer.
That is correct.
Oh, I should have got that.
Now, Michael, you're 16. You don't even know the
Thank
word.
you
I
to
should have gotten
Thank
that.
you to AP World History class for that.
Okay. Wow. A beer.
Good job, Michael.
Okay. Now, in the Caucasus region of Russia, whose question is this?
Becky.
Becky's?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
In the Caucasus region of Russia, there is a nation that is the same as a state in the United States. Same name.
Oh, Georgia.
Georgia is correct. Wow. I'll tell you what, you guys are pretty good. No, I can't. Okay. And this one is
Mine.
Michael's.
Yep.
Okay, in Central Australia, there's something called Ayers Rock. What color is it?
Red.
Red is correct.
Whoa.
That is correct.
That was a guess.
Well, it's a big rock. Just stands right out there. Okay, David. Right?
Yeah.
In the middle of Australia, there is a town. 2 words. The first word is a woman's name.
Alice Springs.
Alice Springs is correct. It's a spring. Oh, that's very well done. Okay. Becky's up.
You're down to 3 minutes.
3 minutes. If you're in Venezuela and you ask for café con leche, what have you asked for?
Coffee with milk.
That is correct. That is correct. Okay. Michael?
Yep, that's me.
This is a tough one. In the book, Things Fall Apart, what's the name of the protagonist, the big guy and the name?
No clue.
No clue.
That was last, Michael.
And actually, I had a student by this name back in the 80s. His first name was Felix. He was actually wasn't from Nigeria. He was from Angola, I believe.
Does Dave know?
Dave, do you know? No? Becky? No? Everybody done? Okonkwo. Felix Okonkwo.
Read the book. Good book.
Okay. You know what? We're going through a lot of these questions. I have to make up some of my own.
Who's up?
Who's
Dave, I think.
I think it's
Dave? Okay. In Japan, where is Sapporo?
Like what island, or
Yes, what island?
is it Hokkaido?
Hokkaido is correct. Okay. Becky, we're down to 1 minute. Okay, and this is a question for Becky, and we'll take the question from Australia. What is the largest city in Australia?
Sydney.
Population-wise.
Sydney.
Sydney is correct. Michael, what city in Australia in the 40 some years ago was almost completely destroyed by a cyclone or a typhoon?
I'm going to guess Perth.
No, that's in Western Australia. This is in Northern Australia, Northwest Territories.
Melbourne.
Melbourne is in Southern Australia. Becky?
The capital, Canberra.
Nope.
No.
Darwin.
We're out of time.
And we're out of time.
Round two.
It's the end of round two.
And announce the winner.
And we will add them up and announce the winner. And David, I'm very glad to have met you all the way out there in Seattle. Was in Seattle 6 years ago. Loved it. Becky, good to see you again. And Michael, I see you every day. Is
Yeah, I'll see you when I pass my house.
David. Becky second. Michael is third.
David wins a gift certificate to the Later Alligator Restaurant. We'll have to come to Wheeling.
Yeah, you have to come wheeling for that.
I got to come see the mother-in-law at some point.
Well, you don't have to, but.
Oh, actually, it's in the contract.
Yeah, you have one like I did. You have like
Becky wins to Avenue Eats.
Avenue Eats, Becky.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And Michael, no. You and I may have to talk about this one.
Okay.
It's Wheeling Brewing Company.
I agree. I'm not old
You
enough to
might have
drink.
to share that with your father.
They have food.
Oh, they have food
Yes.
in a brewing company?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll save it till I'm 18. Or
Yeah.
21, I should specify.
Yes, 21. Unless you go to the Caribbean and you can drink when you're 18. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing a neighbor, an old student, and a new friend. All of you, we say
Thank you very much.
and
Thanks. That was
thanks
fun.
for joining us here at the Ohio County Library.
Das vidanya.
Au revoir.
Aloha nui loa.